Last thing tonight, guys, if you are a frequent or fervent viewer, you will be very aware that occasionally we dish out a very, very special award on the podcast. And the award is the Tap Dancing Tosser Award, isn't it? It's distributed to people that I feel have earned it through illustrating, nay, performing their own to such a standard, such a gold tier standard performance of bellendry that it deserves a statuette. It deserves some sort of recognition, some, you have really outdone yourself, lad. Here you go. And this week's recipient truly has earned it. So, who do we think it is this week? Who's made a bit of a tit out of themselves? Richard Grumpy Git is saying it's either Kemi or Keir. Mike Dix is saying, I hope I win the award. Well, you might. Could be you. It could be you. Like a big lottery hand comes out of the clouds, but instead of pointing down at you, it's just a middle finger Oh, Tan's back in the chat. She says it could be Graham. Could be Graham, couldn't it? It's not Graham. It's not Mike. It's not Kemi. It's not Keir. Here's the little jingle. We've got to do the jingle, of course, haven't we? Well, that's absolutely pathetic. Darren Grimes. I think he's won it before, though. I'd be gobsmacked if he hadn't, to be honest. Fucking idiot. Darren Grimes wins this week's Tap Dancing Tosser Award again, probably. For a few weeks ago, you might recall, he was like, I'm being threatened with suspension as a counsellor. He's a reformed counsellor now. He said they're threatening me with suspension if I refuse to take net zero and DEI training. And he does this big spiel on Twitter about how he was elected to represent the people of Durham, and he's here to do this and that and the other. I'm not here to take stupid lefty net zero training and DEI training. I refuse. I'm happy to get suspended. He says he was refusing to take these courses. And but we came on the podcast, and I have a background in HR, running courses, attending courses. I was like, I've literally never heard of DEI training. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You moron! You can't just make up courses. DEI training. We don't have DEI in the UK for starters, and net zero training. What? Why are you learning about net zero as a counsellor? You're not in Whitehall. You're not in the Department Secretary of State for Energy. I've got to do my net zero training. No, you haven't. Who told you have to do that? I'm refusing to do these made-up training sessions that I just made up in my head. Well, okay. All right. Good. It's good that you got that time back in your diary, Darren. So you might remember we talked about that a few weeks ago. And I wasn't alone in that, by the way. Loads of people were on Twitter going never heard of DEI training, mate. You must be the only person in the UK that's being who's pressuring you? Who's asking you to do this, Darren? Are you sure they're real? Are they in the room with us now, Darren? Moron. So, then he was asked yesterday, because he's an elected councillor, an elected reform councillor as of the local elections. He was asked yesterday why he hasn't held any surgeries yet for his constituents, which is obviously a part of his job now, right? He might not like it, might not particularly enjoy it. I'm not sure any councillors really, truly enjoy it. If they do, good for them. But, dealing with the general public, nah. Dealing with the general public when they've got problems and they're demanding responses, yeah. Don't know if that's great fun. But it's part of his job. He's got to do it. He's an elected councillor. When are you going to hold these surgeries, Darren? Is what he was asked. And, if you put yourself in his position, I'm sure it's all fun and games when you're grandstanding about the boat people. Oh my God, the boat people are arriving. It's an invasion. I'm sure that's all great fun. Banging on about how much better Britain was decades before you yourself were actually born, and you couldn't possibly have any recollection of it. But then you get elected and you've got to sort these problems out. You've got to go meet the general public. You've got to update spreadsheets, juggle the bin rota and holiday rota. You've got to listen to the voters, answer the emails. Grimesy, This is your job. Oh, and on top of all of that, you've got to avoid workplace sexual harassment allegations. It's hard work. It's hard work, Darren. Sorry, get to the point, Thompson. He was asked this week, after a few weeks since the local elections, when he would be finally holding an in-person surgery. And he said, he'd been looking into it, but I've been advised by the police not to for safety reasons, which kind of sounds fair enough, right? In a post-Joe Cox world where people arguably radicalised by his boss, Nigel Farage, ran up to her and murdered her, screaming about Britain first and freedom from the tyrannical European Union. Like, you can kind of understand. You might be a bit jumpy in a post-Joe Cox world. But then I think it was Adam Bienkov from Byline Times. He goes and asks the Durham police if it's true. Did you advise him to not hold surgeries for personal safety reasons? Is that true? He's telling us that's what has happened. Is that what you said to him? And they're like, no. I don't know. Like, maybe somebody that said that to him. Maybe it wasn't us. Is he saying that it was us? Yes. He said that you said to him not to have surgeries because it was dangerous. It was too dangerous for him. That's why he's not. Yeah, well, we definitely didn't do that. Like, really, Darren? Really? So then he goes on to his Substack. And this is where I think he truly earns the award. And he titles the post, he says, "Lefty blogs are in meltdown." I'm like, no, they're not. They're not. Lefty blogs are not in meltdown. He says that, like, the title of the piece, he says, "I'm not hiding, I'm getting things done." All right. He says, some crank websites, just for the record, that are run by National Union of Journalists and Orwell Society alumni. Some crank websites are having a field day claiming I'm hiding from the public because I've sensibly decided not to advertise open surgeries given the threats I've received. Like, again, no, Darren. That is not what happened. That's not what you said. Okay? This is gaslighting. This is cretiny gaslighting. This is him performing his bellendry. He said, Darren, if you're watching this, you said you had been advised not to hold them by the police. But the police spokesman said that is entirely untrue. It's a lie. Who told you not to hold them? Did you decide, as you're now saying, or were you told? So yes, anyway, Darren Grimes, take a bow. You are this week's tap dancing tosser mate.
Well done.
That's absolutely pathetic.
Just